I'm not. Come on in to the live. Come on in. This is where we have to have our music. Do, 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 do. Only if you do what I look like. Come on in. How y'all doing? If you're not coming in, it doesn't matter. I'm going to act accordingly because this has a replay value. And we're going to address a quick thing. It's going to be a nice little half hour episode. And you know we're truthers, so we're going to address truther material. That leave me up there talking, and then do that. So when you first play that as me, you understand what I'm saying? I want the video to my right of that. Yes, immediately. The first scene. Yes, and then when we hit. All right, we go, right? How are y'all doing? Welcome to the TBTR podcast. I as you see, put the video on. Like have it up, but don't hit play on it. Can you do that? Oh, okay, okay. Today, y'all don't know if y'all haven't followed Detta910. He's been missing, and now he's back. I knew he was gonna wait because he was gonna see if TikTok was gonna get banned or not, and it didn't. It came back, and then as soon as the TikTok came back, he made an account, which I figured that's what he was doing because he was gonna see if it's even worth it at that point. So he was on standby, but he's back, and I want to show one of these videos he put up. Um, and I want y'all to listen to it. And of course, I'm going to speak on it because I've researched the Alien and Sedition Act of 1798. As a truther, whenever you hear information, you never go at anything face value, and you should always look into it. And I hope you're not one of those people that just watch videos and repeat immediately what those videos say. And if you're going to repeat it without looking into it, then you're just headed right into the programming that's already programmed into you by this matrix, the lie of times. So I'm going to play Detta's video, and we're going to talk about the Sedition Act of 1798 right now.
Will TikTok creators soon be punished for their views and statements about what's going on with this government? Now, let's talk about it. The Alien and Sedition Act of 1798 is what Trump said that he was going to invoke. Do you know what that is? The Sedition Act made it a crime for American citizens to print, utter, or publish any false, scandalous, or malicious writings about the government. Well, what does that mean? You better watch what the hell you say on this app.
All right. You didn't even undo me. I stayed on. Now I know. Now, did y'all hear that? Now, I'm going to read to you guys the Sedition Act of 1798 because this was one of the bills that President Trump did sign into. Now, when you hear that video from Detta, what narrative do you guys get? Let's say narrative right now for a quick correct reason. What do you think the intentions of that video are? That we're not going to be able to make content because we're going to talk about the presidency. Well, I'm going to read to you what the Sedition Act of 1798 is, and I want you to tell me if what Detta said and what the Sedition Act is, if they're the same thing. Maybe I'm misinterpreting, but I'm gonna read this to y'all. And we saw this coming. He's a truther, so I want him not to chase. Maybe he misinterpreted it, you know what I mean, and that's why I'm making it this way. I'm not coming at him. That is my boy. He's a guy. Every time he gets banned, I will put a video out saying, "Hey, don't follow him." Every time. But as truthers, we got to hold each other accountable. And he probably misread this, and that's okay. I do it too. That guy's told you guys Yellowstone blew up, right? But I told you it was fake. But still, you know what I mean? There's times I get caught and I have to come out and say this. It's not that I get caught, it's that I misread or misinterpreted something. So my man probably misinterpreted it. So I'm going to read this to you again. And I want you to tell me what you think, all right? The Alien and Sedition Act were a set of 4 laws in 1798 that applied to the restrictions to immigration and speech in the United States. The Naturalization Act of 1798 increased the requirements to seek citizenship. Right, hold on. Let me get to the part. The Alien and Sedition Act were passed by Congress controlled by the Federalist Party. The Federalist Party, that's something you should look up, but that's not what this episode's about. And they were directed against the other party at the time, against Democratic/Republicans. The party typically favored new citizens, not us. Immigration and new citizens, okay? Only Democratic Republic journalists were prosecuted by these laws. Publicity from the Sedition Act trials caused massive criticism and contributed to the Federalists being removed from power in the 1800s. Now, for you guys to even know what I'm talking about, you got to look up what the Federalists were. They were another party that was going against, you know, the whole immigration and the Republican Democratic Party. You guys only think there's 2 parties. And, of course, you always hear about the third party, what they call it. A third party or something. I don't even know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. Independence, the independent party. Well, there was a Federalist Party. Also, if you look back at the times, you know, when the atomic bomb was blowing up, they used to call Democrats communists. Did you know that? And then they switched that nice little word to socialists. Go watch Oppenheimer. You know, the movie about the atomic. Go watch that movie, and you'll go hear what they used to call the Democratic Party. But again, not what that video is about. Oh, where else it goes? The acts were supported by the Federalist Party. This act was supported by the Federalist Party. I need to get to the part where you know what I'm talking about, because I just want to get to the main hit. Hold on. Read it from the thing. A result of Federalist-controlled Congress passed 4 laws there, 14 years. Hold on, I read that. The laws were directed. Wait, I read that. Sedition Act trials, along with the Senate use of its contempt powers to suppress dissident, set off a firestorm of criticism against the Federalists and contributed to their defeat in the election of 1800, after which the acts were repealed or allowed to expire. The controversies surrounding them, however, provided for some of the first tests to the limits of freedom of speech and press. Now, this is all directed to immigration and new citizens, not the Americans. The reason why they can't talk against these powers is because they're not American. So why would, and this was all about the war efforts. And we have something kind of that same situation going on with the state that is not real. That's why there's a correlation. So all these new immigrants talking about the war, these immigrants can be from them countries, the Middle Eastern countries. Haven't we had a lot of protests with certain flags in America? And they're talking about the old French Revolution. This is when that time was. We were in war with France. Go look this up. Go look at the Federalist Party, and so you'll understand what I'm saying. This is all directed towards immigration and new citizens. Not us. We can still talk about our government because that's our God-given constitutional right. The Sedition Act of 1798 doesn't take that. Are we headed to that direction? Hell yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But when it comes to that video and what my man was saying, no, that's not what that means. And I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna play that video just off of face value at first, right? And wasn't gonna look it up at all. And I was about to push my narrative of what I know the end game is. You know what I mean? But we're not there yet. Because if we were at that point, I wouldn't be on YouTube right now. Right? I wouldn't be on TikTok. I'd be in prison as what that video pushed. So you got to understand. I had to read it. I said, my discernment told me to go look up the Sedition Act of 1798. And the minute I saw the correlation from Federalists from the 1700s, 1800s, and the war that was happening in France, and then the verbiage of immigration and new citizens, I already knew what was going on. Just right then and there. I said, oh, shit. And I had a whole show to push a whole, you know what I mean? And Cliff was like, yeah. I said, bro, that's not what it meant. You know what I mean? And I'm just bringing light to it. And he probably read it wrong. I will always support Detta at all times. But you got that one wrong, buddy. You got that one wrong. I would take that down, because the reason I say I take it down is because, one, if it's not doing good views, who cares? You're going to get your numbers back up anyway. But we're truthers. And if we have content up like that, where people view us as we're chasing the like button, because that's what it looks like, even though it could be something as simple as you misinterpreted, they're going to not have trust in us. They're going to believe that we're just another talking head pushing content for a like button, not caring about the actual information that we're pushing. You know what I mean? The facts that we're pushing, because that's what a truther is. A truther stands behind facts. And we push some bullshit out there. Some of us come up with reasons why. Like, again, Yellowstone blowing up. I did that to show you the bullshit-ass misinformation guideline. I, on purpose, pushed misinformation to show you how that will go viral. And it did. 250,000 views. But me speaking facts is labeled misinformation and will get you banned. I can't say certain states that were under attack on here. That's crazy. I can't speak freely on a certain religious sect of people because that is anti-Semitic. So we are controlled. So when it comes to the truth and we're trying to build, wake people up, we must hold ourselves accountable and make sure we use truth and truth alone, truther. But Detta, I'm glad you're back. I am so glad. When I found your page, I said, hey, you ain't following me back yet, motherfucker. I said the F word. See, I said the F word because of you. I'm working on myself. But I just want to, like, if I do something like that and say Detta was doing what I was doing, I'd be like, yo, good luck for that, and I'll take it down. You know what I mean? I'd be like, damn, I should have read that. You know what I mean? But I don't hold him accountable to it. He made a mistake. I love him. Go everybody give my man Detta a follow. I'm pretty sure his name is God's Free. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. God's Free Man on TikTok. Yes, go give my man a follow. God's Free Man. But that is not what he's insinuating. Maybe he was just trying to cliffhanger it. He said, are they trying to take your speech? No, they're trying to stop these immigrants who just got over here talking stuff on the internet about us. Yes, those people will. Can it be a caveat to them maybe doing and canceling all that speech for us? Possibly, but we won't go to prison like that act entails. Yeah, go read it. Go read it. Go read it. Go do your little history on what the Federalists were. I'm serious. The more you know. I didn't know a lot of that stuff. I was over there reading for like a half hour, 40 minutes. I'm like, the more you know. You know, President Trump signed a whole lot of bills yesterday on the opening day, basically reversing every single thing that Biden has done. Everything. Every little thing he has reversed, which makes you even look at that whole reason Biden became president. Like our emotions were played with, you know? Remember how they propped up Trump to be a racist? Which were all lies on purpose. You know, the narratives was pushed about how evil Trump was. And then all the conspiracies came out when Biden was during COVID. And then he became the unanimous champion, like someone who was propped up on purpose to run the great corporation of America that will have the trust of the people. Did y'all watch the inauguration yesterday? I did. Did y'all notice the amount of booing? I've never heard booing like that at an inauguration. Never heard booing like that. For Clinton's, which we should boo. Like Obama got booed. The lovable, likable Michael and Obama. Actually, you didn't even see Michael there. When's the last time y'all see Michelle Obama? That's something to think about. I'm just saying, ever since everything got said about Michelle, you have not seen that that person on TV. You have not. You haven't. Why was Obama there but not Michelle? Michael, you know. And why was Obama so chum with Trump? Man, actually, I'm only going to ask the questions. I'm not going to give you no answers. It's something you should be asking yourself. You know what I mean? Straight up. So many bills. Let's go. I'm in real time. I'm going to Google to you the amount of bills he signed. Let's go over them real quick. This will be a great topic to discuss together. And I am reading your comments on YouTube. And so thank you guys for the ones who are here. But let's Google it together. The name of the bills Donald Trump. The name of the bills Donald Trump has signed first day in office. Let's read these. We already know the Sedition Act. We already know. Also, real quick, before I talk, did you hear about the child support law that Trump's going to be signing into law? Have y'all heard about this? Where in child support, if a man is caught up to date in his child support and pays it, he is going to be able to claim the kid on his taxes. And the reason he's doing that is because of all the false claims that are out there. Now, do I feel bad for the women that do actually take care of the kid and the father is a piece of shit? Yes. But I also see the flip side of that coin where, especially in the hood, you got, and all these public figures getting trapped off with children, all these sports people, there's a lot. Y'all know the court game is scandalous, and you know family court game is very scandalous. And I'm telling you it is. I come from CPS. I am a DIFUS kid. If y'all knew the type of crooked things that happen with child support, it would drive it, man. The good people right now are going to suffer from the sea of bad people. And it is what it is. That's why if you got your perspective on it, it's yours. But I've seen the other side of that perspective. And let me tell you, I ain't mad at it. You know what I mean? Are some people going to get screwed? Yes. Are some people going to benefit? Yes. That's duality. That's life. It doesn't mean hate each other for it. But that's one of the laws that Trump is signing into order. Let's get the whole list came up. Damn. He got a hell of executive orders. Wow. Paris. Wow. Do y'all know about the Paris Climate Agreement? I thought we got out of that. Trump got out of that before. You remember that? He said he's been signing executive orders on stage. He froze the issuing of new regulations, asserted his control over the federal workforce, and withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. I knew he did that. They're saying that's a scam. I'm gonna read on that. That's a good episode. I could talk about that and the reason why. And I just have to look at it from a geopolitical and economical perspective. Not that I'm the knower of all, but I know a little bit. I understand intentions. I know a little about the history of money. I know when every war was started, when there was ever a reserve currency switch, a major war started. Hey, that reserve currency switch happened that made America a war from France, which we're not trying to turn into France right now, which turned to a police state, then a revolution, which you're seeing them trying to stop the revolution option. I was literally talking to Cliff about this. That's what they're doing. Listen, right now, whether y'all know it or not, throughout all these distractions, and this will be an episode, this topic right here before I keep going. All right. The option for a revolution is becoming no more, whether you know it or not. And I want you to wonder why my intentions are on why I speak on the things I speak on. All right. It's because the option for a revolution are dissipating. Now, do I want war, fight, and all that? No, we wouldn't. We could win a war just by not participating. Never have to shoot a gun. Never have to swing a sword. Never have to make, a threat even. Just stop. The day the world stood still. And y'all don't understand how much power is in that. But that option's going to be disappeared. What do you think the beast system is going to take away? You saw the force of power on display for Lahaina, Asheville. You've seen it. You've seen their display of power. I can't say what those items were, but if you are anywhere paying attention to how your videos went down for saying 3 initials, that's from a certain private government contractor, hey, you're not paying attention. You are asleep. You are paying to distractions. You are paying attention to all the TikTok bans and not realizing Neuralink, Elon Musk getting in position is to take away the option for revolution. Because once they control the food, why do you think the government owns all the farmland? Just follow the money, guys. Why do you think when you go to the grocery store that says Acme, you see all these different brands, right? You see all these different brands, which is the illusion of choice. They're all owned by one parent company. Not that clothing brand. Why do you think he would go into the freaking stores and show you how they're all under one entity? Except for, like the mom and pop, family ran businesses. They're trying to get into this massive market with their products. That's why I support local businesses. That's why I also try to shop as best as I can to local brands. Except for I wear Nike. A lot of y'all been on me for that. Hey, they own everything down there. And clothing is not what it is. I might as well make my own. But then the clothing I buy is still BlackRock. So I'm fighting a losing battle. Plain white tees, you can buy them from BlackRock. The cotton, unless I'm out there shearing my own sheep or going out there picking, I'm under BlackRock. The toilet paper you wipe your ass with is BlackRock. There's no getting away from it, but I'm not here for all that. All right? Make sense? Hey, don't be too woke for your own good. You are what you are. That's why I'm trying to build this so we can get out. Duh. Join the Patreon. QRL code, all that. We got y'all. Just Google it, whatever. I also typed in some of my videos. But again, they're trying to take the way or the option of revolution. They can't buy or sell if you put an RFID chip in your hand. That's coming. It's coming. I've been talking about this since 2021. When the 2030 area comes, you missed your opportunity. You missed it. You didn't listen. And all the people that call me crazy, they're going to wondering where I'm at. Watch. I remember when Toxic True Reality was telling us this. I saw all his hate comments. I bet you they hate themselves right now. And they're going to comply. You remember all the conspiracy people that come up? The dude from Canada with the big teeth, you know what I'm talking about, right? Who come up and say, whatever happens next, do not comply. How many people wore that mask? That's all I got to tell you. If you wore a mask, you aren't even ready. If you didn't know that mask wasn't a live exercise, you're going to lay down. I'm just keeping it real. You're going to lay down because when it comes to the division that we are a part of, when they come knock on your door, it's only going to be you and them. And you're going to lay down because you're not going to be around people that are like-minded. They're not going to hold you accountable. You're going to look at your kids, especially if you got kids. You're going to do whatever it is to make sure your kids can eat. And it's okay. I understand. They've been telling you through the Bible for how long? And we're just following, right? Guys, the Euphrates River dried up. Like I said in your Bible. All these things that the Bible said is happening in real time. And that doesn't mean I'm proclaiming Jesus Christ as Lord. No. Christ is Lord. Yes, absolutely. Again, not a different video. But all those things are happening, and you guys are going to say I'm crazy? It's not. I understand the intention of why they told us everything. Why do you think there's a Christian horror genre? What is the point of Hollywood? Why in Hollywood is there a Christian horror genre? To program you, to MK you. Say this all the time. There's a lot of people that aren't even Christians. Haven't ever picked up the Bible, not once. They know the rapture story. Why is that? Why? I have to answer that for you. You don't think for yourself. You know? They don't even talk about the Paris Accords. Something to think about, man. And please, I don't want ever my intentions up here to be misconstrued ever. I don't ever. And it's not me thinking I care about what y'all think. y'all can think I'm crazy, but I always want y'all to see my intentions, regardless on how your perspective is on what I say. You know, I want you to see my intentions. I hope that's the single most thing that peers out more than anything. If y'all see my intentions, whether you agree with it or not, and you understand why I do what I do, straight up, whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. We could be disagreeing people. I'd rather be around people, talk to people that disagree with me, because that's the people I got to try to convince. I don't want to talk to a bunch of people that already believe what I believe. How does that help the world? No, give me the contrarians. Give me those. I need to have a conversation with them because I believe I was gifted with the ability to provoke their thought with common sense. This is a gift to do this. It really is. Not everyone can do this. You know, I'm just walking in it because I believe I was built and designed for that. And for me not to do this would be cheating, y'all. And that is not ego. That is me getting outside of myself. I'm cheating the teenagers out there that are confused, that are on the fence. And they don't know what they're on the fence about. They think it's God. They think they don't know what it is. I'm trying to be that voice of reason. I got a 13-year-old girl with one of my followers as a mother. Her and her 13-year-old daughter watch me. I can't fail that 13-year-old girl. I can't fail my son. See what I'm saying? This isn't up here for me to get admiration. Trust me, I picked the wrong niche for that. That's why I want y'all to know my intentions. Literally, question. And I always tell y'all not to trust me. Y'all don't know me. You do not know me. Anybody you see on the internet, talking on the internet, you don't know them. Don't trust me. Question me. Please. And then when you do that and you see, hey, I understand it, then we can have a conversation. A lot of people on the internet got my phone number. I met with some family best friends on the internet. On TikTok. Not the internet, TikTok. I don't even know what TikTok is no more, man. You know what I'm afraid of when it comes to TikTok? That the old TikTok is gone. That TikTok is gone forever. That the intention of TikTok is gone forever. And that it has transformed into something that I can't recognize. I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. You know what I mean? Now, thank you for the people that's in here. How y'all doing? I know this will be watched later. I'm just filming it as such, you know. I wanted to come on real quick, and I just wanted to show some love to Detta, to get some awareness out on him, and to hold him accountable because he's a truther of mine that I represent. I represent him, and I want him to, you know, do the same thing with me. That doesn't mean nitpick. That means when you come across something, you find it, hey, I was wrong, cool. I just don't want to, I don't want one of my truthers spreading misinformation. I do not. I got too much respect for Detta. And I would want the same respect. I would hope he'd give me the same respect. I will always, and Detta, please don't get hurt. It's not like that. It's out of love, I promise. You know what I mean? I sometimes not, I come forward to this. I don't say things sometimes the right way. And I need to work on how I present words, especially if my intentions are the way I say they are. And you're absolutely right. I'm working on myself. But I don't want someone to try to have a false label on you. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that have come to me and said that they think you're bought, or not bought, but they think you're infiltration. And I've defended you to a countless people. And there's people right now watch this video going, facts to me. And I've defended the shit out of you in ways you don't know. Straight up. But when you make a video like that, it's like, you know what I mean? It's not you being wrong on something, because I know people are thinking you probably read it. And you did it on purpose, that type of situation. But I don't think you read it. I think you just saw the whole point about freedom of speech and all that, and you just put it together and then go in depth into the whole, like what that whole time was, which is understandable. Because remember, that law was created in 1798. And it was a whole different time period back then, bro. And you know what I mean? So a whole different time period. So you got to read it between the lines. That's all I'm saying, man. And I love you, bro. Please know that. Thank you, Wheelchair. That's my guy. I just want to come on real quick and make a quick episode. Tomorrow, I will be a one-man band man. All right? Everyone, make sure you wish Cliff a happy trip to work and home, but hopefully he will. He's probably got 3 or 4 more. I'm going to just throw it out there. We're going to be good by 4 more trips. That'd be awesome, bro. Whew. Yeah, I mean, join the Patreon, guys. Speaking of which, real quick, because we didn't get the paper, I'm going to create something that every time at the end of the episode, because it's a short one, I'm going to put the list of Patreon people so y'all can see who the family is, straight up. And I'm not going to hide them from you. And I want y'all names on here. I do. And whenever someone does subscribe to the Patreon while I'm on live, there's something come up and say, doo-doo, Joseph BK24 has joined the Patreon. There you go. I'm going to set up something where I got hot peppers up here and I got to go through torture. So think about it, something that's a gimmick to make people join. Whatever I got to do to get y'all on this part of this family, I will bleed for y'all on here. Yo, making me 48 hot peppers. I'll do whatever. I don't care. But it's because if we can have fun in this awakening too, it's not all about dread and shit. You know what I mean? Community is to stay present. You know, and I know we might focus on the fear sometimes. It's not. It's more of the information on what it is so you can interpret what's happening in real time. But at the same time, we got to have fun too. We got to be love and light. We got to be somewhere that someone can talk to and communicate about what they're going through or having no understanding on what they're feeling at that time. You know, because the whole dread, there's a lot of people waking up and y'all remember the dread. But I'm going to read the names. And again, I thank you all for the ones who have been in the Patreon. I love y'all so much. Y'all really are my dogs. What the heck? Why did it just shut off like that? Dude, there's some things going on. R. Cherry, you know who you are. Rick, thank you for being on the Patreon. Nicole McDonald, Dave G, Kimberly Patterson, Jeff M, Samantha Reeves, Jeff, wait, that's weird. Dylan Label, that's my boy Dylan. He said he would give me 100. I said, no, bro, just $10. You're good. Jennifer Atkins, Pamela Bacon, Melissa, Chelsea, Richie D, Jeff Smith, Tony Simmons, Iriel Friros, that's a Spanish name I can't pronounce. I butchered you, but you know who you are. Bonnie, and my boy, Wheelchair. Hop on. Thank y'all. I love all of y'all, all right? And soon, we're going to figure a way that I can maybe get y'all on the computer, and I'm going to just start doing interviews now where we go back and forth and just talk on the podcast. I'm probably going to do that in 3 weeks. So if y'all want to do that on this video, comment, hey, I would love to be on the podcast. Absolutely. We'll set it up, servers and all that. I love y'all. Remember, the first way to ascension, the easiest and fastest way to ascension is service. Remember who you are and why you are the way you are. And remember, nothing in your past can define you, but it did create you.